There are certain easy steps any person, even a caveman.
Hi, me Peter. Tired walking every place? Need something make you go? Peter will make you go.
Can follow to give them a shot at a maximum payout in their car accident injury claim. And in this video, I will share with you this easy 6-step process that can possibly help any car accident injury victim get the compensation they deserve. To teach you this process, let me tell you the story of my past client, Kevin. Kevin was involved in a 2-vehicle car accident. He was driving his pickup truck on a 2-lane road when the driver of the other vehicle traveling in the other lane in the opposite direction came over into Kevin's lane, struck Kevin's vehicle, knocking Kevin's vehicle into a ditch on the side of the road. After the accident, Kevin took out his phone and took photos of the scene of the accident. These photos were crucial because they helped us prove the other driver was at fault for the accident. You see, the photographs showed the skid marks caused by Kevin's truck when he braked to try to avoid the collision. It was clear from the photos that the skid marks were only on Kevin's lane of travel, which meant Kevin never left his lane of travel. It was clear from the photos that the other driver had to have crossed the center lane into Kevin's lane of travel to cause this wreck. It was a great idea for Kevin to take photos after the accident. Taking photos of the accident scene and of the vehicles involved can help prove liability in your case and also show the severity of the accident. These photographs can be crucial evidence in your case. Something else that can be done after an accident is track down any witnesses to the accident. Ask what they saw and get their name and contact information. Ask them to also stick around to provide their version of the accident to the police.
They went that way.
Okay, male or female?
Neither. They, them.
What?
And of course, notify the police of the accident and give your version of how the accident occurred to the investigating police officer so they document your version of the accident on the police report. Now, back to Kevin's story. We ended up sending the photographs Kevin took to the other driver's insurance company. After reviewing the photographs, the other driver's insurance company admitted liability on behalf of its insured driver. With liability out of the way, we now just had to show the nature and extent of Kevin's injuries. After the accident, Kevin focused on getting the medical treatment he needed. You see, Kevin sustained injuries to his neck, back, and right arm as a result of the accident. Kevin was transported by ambulance to the hospital where diagnostic testing was performed and he was discharged after it was confirmed he did not sustain any broken bones or fractures. During his time getting medical treatment, Kevin had an MRI on his low back which revealed 3 bulging discs in his low back. Kevin ultimately concluded his chiropractic and pain management treatment just a tad over 4 months following the accident. He never had to have a surgery as his back improved with treatment. Once he was finished treating, we obtained all of Kevin's medical records and bills for medical treatment associated with his accident. You see, if you've been injured in a car accident, you need to gather evidence of your injuries and damages for your claim. Get all your medical records and bills to send to the insurance company. If you miss time from work, make sure your doctor gives you an off-work note for time missed from work and get your employer to fill out a form verifying the amount of your lost wages. In Kevin's case, after we gathered all the evidence, I then sent a written demand letter to the other driver's insurance company's adjuster assigned to the file demanding they pay out their insured driver's policy limits. Along with the demand letter, I included all the evidence we had that supported Kevin's case, including the photographs, medical records, and medical bills. The demand letter is the way to initiate settlement negotiations. In your case, you should send a written demand, whether it be a written letter or email. In the state I practice law in, Kentucky, you see, the other driver's insurance company is not required to disclose the amount of their insured driver's policy limits. Thus, it's usually a good idea in my state to start off negotiations by sending a demand for the policy limits like I did in Kevin's case. If you live in a state, however, where the insurer is required to disclose to you the policy limits of its driver, you should request that from the insurer as soon as possible in your case. The amount of the policy limits will often determine when you should send your demand. I knew in Kevin's case that the insurer would either pay out the policy limits if the other driver had low limits, like the Kentucky state minimum of $25,000 per person, or make us an offer for a specific amount. In response to our demand, the insurance adjuster eventually made an initial offer in the amount of $42,000 to settle Kevin's case. I knew Kevin's case had more value than that though. It's never usually a good idea to accept the insurance company's first offer unless the offer is an offer for the policy limits. After we got the initial offer of $42,000, I got Kevin's authority to negotiate further. So I then negotiated back and forth for a little over a month until we were eventually able to settle the claim with the insurance company for just under $60,000. We were able to get a fair and reasonable settlement in Kevin's case because we followed the procedures I've outlined in this video to prove liability against the other driver and to prove Kevin's injuries and damages. To summarize those steps in a nutshell, the steps are as follows. 1. Take photos of the scene of your accident and photos depicting your injuries. 2. Track down any witnesses to your accident and get their contact information. 3. Make sure to notify the police of the accident and give your version of how the accident occurred to the police officer. 4. Get all the medical treatment you need for your injuries. 5. Gather all your medical records and bills. And 6. Send a written demand with all the evidence in your case to the insurance company, demanding that the insurance company pay you the policy limits to begin settlement negotiations. So long as you are not the at-fault cause of the car accident, this process has a good chance of success in your car accident injury case. However, it does not guarantee you success with your claim. Every case is different. Some cases may require more steps, like hiring an accident reconstruction expert to prove liability against the other driver, or filing a lawsuit if the insurance company makes you a low settlement offer. But if you follow the simple steps I've outlined in this video, you give yourself a shot at potentially getting a fair and reasonable settlement in your car accident injury claim. And if you have gone through all of these steps and have yet to receive a fair settlement offer in your car accident injury claim, then I highly recommend you watch this video about to pop up right here, where I explain why you should never settle your injury claim for less. Lastly, if you've been injured in Kentucky, remember to don't wait, call Tate.